Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video I was actually going to make it some time before, but I thought to give it more time since I've been owning this car less than a year, of course, like 8 to 9 months. So in today's video we're gonna talk about the M4 and how does it feel to live with the actual M4 as a daily driver car. If you're following me since sometimes, you know that I actually got the M4. I had the A45 AMG, which was, by the way, a brilliant car. If you did not see my A45 AMG videos, I wanted to actually upgrade my car for something, you know, more powerful and more comfortable. The A45 was a great car, but in its own world, you know, like a hot hatch world. It was very powerful, loud, but very stiff, you know, and kind of small, to be honest. But you know, that shouldn't be the case. That car was great, you know, but you know, I tend to upgrade my cars as much as I can. My favorite two cars were the C63S. The coupe was just about to get released, you know, but in Dubai we got it almost like 8 to 9 months later. The M4 was actually there since some time. I test drove the C63. You can check the link below. And the M4. Frankly, both cars are amazing. We can start the debate until never gonna end. Every generation's the car they're gonna put more technology. You know. Let's see. We don't know exactly what's gonna happen with the new cars. But for this generation, I thought that the M4 looks better than the C63 sedan again. I feel the M4 is like more sporty car. They went back to their roots, you know, from the E46 with the inline 6, but they had two turbos this time, 3.0, 420 plus horsepower. It's showing me 460 sometimes, 450. Always BMW, they put the figures much lower than their actual real figures. The torque 550, again it's showing me 600, 640 sometimes. It's insane the power that this car have. Sometimes I wonder, what do you need the competition package for? You know, just to have an extra horsepower at the top. But apart from that, the torque is gonna remain the same, and you won't really feel the differences unless you really floor the car. Let's start talking about the things I like about this car, and there are many. First off, it's the engine and the way it revs to 7,600 RPM. It's amazing. Trust me guys, it sounds amazing once you rev it. The lower RPM, if you put it in Sport Plus, it sounds good, but not so great. I think the valve's still gonna be closed because, you know, you need to rev it, I think, more than 2,000, 3,000 RPM so they can open, fully open I mean. But once you floor it, it sounds really good. Yes, this sound is from the stock exhaust. It's getting better every day. I almost have 9,000 kilometers here, or 5,000, 6,000 miles. So yes, the car makes crazy noise. I love the sound of the car. The exhaust could be louder. We'll talk about this later. From the inside, the first time you sit in the car, it's kind of weird. You hear that, you know, it's very like muscly, fruity sound, but you started to think, where's the sound coming from? If you don't know, it's coming from the speakers. But does it really bother you? I don't know. At the beginning, maybe you find it a bit weird. You know, it's like the car doesn't sound like that, but BMW puts some induction noise from the speaker. Mind you, this is a pure engine noise, not a fake noise. But I don't think it's cheating. I think, you know, the actual turbos take a lot of that, you know, loud sound. I don't hear anything. You can see I'm doing almost 100 miles an hour. I hear nothing. and I have it on sport suspension. You know, if I put it in comfort, it's even better. Second thing is the engine and the torque of this car. It's crazy. You can put the car at any gears. The way that it builds the torque, you know, and the turbo spools in. It's very torquey car. You know, from 2500, you would feel crazy power. It doesn't stop until the end. So that means you can drive the car at any speed, at any gear without any problem. The car will not really suffer much. Maybe that take a little bit of the fun factor of the car, because you don't need to rev it so high to enjoy it, but I don't know, you can enjoy it in your own way. There's much more flexibility now how you enjoy the car, you know, like I'm doing 127 gear, let's put it in M2, so everything goes to Sport Plus, so you can easily drop the gears. See, now we're doing force. Got the point, guys. You know, like you can drive the car comfortable. You know, the torque is gonna be always there for you compared to the natural aspirated that you need always to rev the car to enjoy it. The interior is something that impressed me about the car. Maybe it's not very luxurious, but it's very functional. You know, the ergonomics are great. They're like tilted to the driver's side. You feel that you're in control. This car is meant to be driven by the driver. I really recommend the full leather because everything is gonna be in leather and carbon fiber. Those two packages, they work together very well. Very, very grippy. This car is very nervous, which is make it very, very nice. You know, you really need to hold the car very well. You have to understand the torque steer of this car. The power is immense. You know, yeah, some people say, well, there's a lot of Camaros and Mustangs and other cars, they having 500 plus horsepower. It's not that, it's the way that it puts the power on the floor. This is what counts. That's why they don't really go for the crazy figures, because there's no point, you know. This is something Porsche is very known for as well. The gearbox is dual clutch DCT, 7 gears. It's great, it's amazing. You can drive it in automatic mode in the city, or if you want to cruise, you can as well put it in manual mode, which is favorite mode. You know, it have to be driven as manual in order to enjoy it. There's 3 settings here. There's 3 settings. It's motorcycles, man. This is the second setting. You can hear. It's very, very fast gear, guys. On upshifts are amazing. On downshifts as well. You can put it in the most extremist setting, which is the 3rd one. I mean, I tried it a couple of times. It's really so much. I think it's so much for the car. It makes the car like super, super, super uncomfortable. I have M1, M2 programmed there on my steering wheel. The M1 is the most comfortable. I have the transmission, the suspension, you know, the gear shifts, the steering wheel on the most comfort mode, traction control on. I have M2 programmed for the most sporty settings, Sport Plus for the transmission and the power of the car, steering wheel, gearbox, and the suspension between Sport and Sport Plus. 3rd settings, the most extreme setting for the gearbox, is very harsh. It gives you that, you know, push in the back, and it feels kind of powerful, and sometimes even you find some slip, you know, so it's kind of harsh, to be honest. But if you want the fastest gear shifts, definitely go with this. So now 2nd gear. It's very fast, guys. Very powerful. The 2nd settings for the gearbox is my favorite. Okay, so what is the last thing you like about this car? It's the way it looks. I think it looks fantastic for stock. And if you add more performance parts, and I already did. You know, I changed the front grille for the black ones from the silver, which is I find hideous, to be honest. I changed those side vents from the silver to the black. I put the rear spoiler carbon fiber, the M Performance one. I think the finish, it's unbelievable good. And the M4 logo from the competition package, which is the black one. I tend to put the diffuser. I think this car needs a diffuser, and it look amazing. The splitter and the actual performance slip, that could be done later. The side skirts, I'm not really sure about. I'm not a big fan of any side skirts, but I might do that. And I think the lines, they're still the best in the actual segment. The M4 with the much wider wheelbase, you know, it's like hunky. Look at me, fat ass, low to the floor. Beautiful car. I think it looks great. If you wanna go for the LCI revision model, I think they have the revised lights, from the back and the front. The car exactly look the same. The competition package offers the black wheels as well. Now some people, they like the LCI lights more. I'm sure they're gonna grow on me. As for the time being, I think those original lights looks better. Did you hear the downshift? Listen to downshifts. So now, what are the things that I really don't like about the car? Well, so the steering wheel is electric. First thing, I really like the shape of the steering wheel, the size. It's very soft leather and it's very grippy, chunky. I like this feeling, I think this is one of the favorite steering wheel in the market. I saw the new Revision 2 steering wheel with the Alcantara on the side. This steering wheel is very nice as well, but here it's very hot, so I'm not really sure that, with all the sweats on the hands, it's gonna be a good choice. But I usually take care of my car very well interior, so shouldn't be a big problem. Now the feedback of the steering wheel, since it's electric, you have 3 different stages you can control there. On comfort mode, it's very nice. It's very, drivable. In sport mode, it's more heavy, and at Sport Plus, it's very heavy. So it depends how strong you are, to be honest, because Sport Plus, maybe you have to have a big muscles, you need to muscle that steering wheel on Sport and Sport Plus. But I like it heavy, I like the steering wheel heavy. This is something that I adore from BMW. They always have a big and heavy steering wheels. Now the feedback that you get from the steering wheel and where's the front end and what this front end is doing, it's very precise, so don't mix that things together. But I was expecting more feedbacks to come back to me, as a driver. Still, it's a great steering wheel. I think next time they could do a little bit better than this. Let me show you a little bit the interior. This is the door, full leather. I have sapphire orange with black. All the switches on the door are there. You have the carbon fiber here and the automatic lights. All the assistants, I have them as well. The big screen is still there. I really like it. This is full leather, so it's black. The stitching is in red. I love the screen here. I think display looks amazing. The AC and the shortcut buttons here. Very nice cup holders and a small compartment. Those are adjustable. Traction control, transmission, suspension, steering wheel. You have the cameras on the side, as you can see. Here you have the parking assistance. You can have reverse camera and the sensors on top. It's 180 view, more like not really 360. Gearbox velocity is here actually, 3 settings. The iDrive is still there, very nice and very good quality. It feels high premium, and it is actually. This is touch, by the way. Let me show you the iDrive settings. You have multimedia, CD music, external sound, very good. You can actually control the sound. Radio as well, telephone, you can connect your phone. Navigation, I think it's the best navigation in the market for sure. Recent destinations. It's so fast to load, and you can give you the fastest options. You can zoom in and zoom out as much as you want. You can press right, you can cancel it. I have dual screen. In order to fix that, you press on the right, you press there. You have different options. Onboard computer. I have the BMW connected drive. I will show you here. Concierge services, messages, mobile care, BMW online. It takes some time to load in, but it's still fast enough. You can have the weather, the news. It's an amazing feature, to be honest. It's really good. The best thing, you can actually search for stuff on the internet and then send them to your navigation, so you can actually choose the different navigations. And you can send them to your car right away from your phone, or from here you can search for a location and then it takes you to the location you want. Vehicle information, this is very nice feature. You have trip status, of course, engine oil, all this stuff, requirements, sports setting, which is the best, I think. As mentioned earlier, the car is giving me sometimes 480 horsepower, 470. Torque 640, it's giving me 620 easily. This is amazing. Maybe the best feature of the car is still the handbrake, full leather but a manual handbrake, not electronic one. And of course the M4 seats are maybe the best in the segment. They're very comfortable and they look amazing, and this one actually illuminates at night. It looks great. There's a lot of support and very adjustable seats, and they are very comfortable and soft. Very important features these days is the blind spot. It's in the BMW inside. You don't see it on the mirror like Mercedes and the other car. It flashes when you have nearby objects or car coming. For a reason, I think Mercedes does a better job than BMW with this. What do I think about this car for a daily driver? And this is the question I've been asked a lot, guys, lately. You know, should I buy the M4? You know, I ordered an M4. Should I keep it? Should I switch it to something else? Well, this is something that you should, you know, probably decide yourself. Because my opinion and the way I see things, maybe it's different than you are. But when we review the car, we just review the car. You know, this is not always a personal opinion. Sometimes we have to be judgmental, you know, we have to be honest about our opinions about all the cars that we review. I would always think that when you buy a car, you buy it because you want it. So if you really want the M4, you should test drive one. I can assure you, you're gonna love it. You're gonna really love it. So test drive the car. You're gonna feel the power. You're gonna enjoy the ride. I 100% bet you that you're gonna place an order for the car. There is a reason why for the past 2 or 3 decades, this is the best selling car. You know, this is the best car in their segment. BMW are the expert. They know what they're doing. The technology is evolving, so are the manufacturers. They always tend to figure out the best, you know, chemistry, you know, with technology, you know, having green car. It's gonna please you, you know. Is it perfect? No, it's not, but it's very damn close to that. And I think this is the favorite car for me that I drove. If you have more money for the supercar, that's a different league. But how many people they drive the supercars on daily basis, you know? Is it the best thing to do? I don't know. I would never do that, even if I can afford to have 10 supercars. That's why BMW, they have these M cars, because they are very close thing to have a supercar and a regular car, you know, which is amazing. You have 2 worlds, 2 different cars, 2 different, you know, experiences in one car. So who wouldn't love that? As we are close to the end of the video, guys, I wanted to discuss with you something. Do you think the BMW M3, M4, I can't believe I'm saying M4, back in the days M3 Coupe, M3 Sedan, okay, M4. Do you think the M3, M4 has lost its legacy? Do you prefer the natural aspirated engine from the E46 or the E92, the V8? Do you prefer this one over the competitors from the Mercedes-Benz, C63 again, RS5 soon, or the American one, there's the Alfa Romeo now? Or do you think still the M3, M4 is the king in their segment? So let me know about your thoughts in the comment below. Let's discuss.